Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derek Williams. Shout out and respect due to my newest subscriber, the all-powerful King Kong Moss. Like King Kong Moss, I also push weight. In other words, we get money. We get up on that pull-up bar and we get on the ground and we do these calisthenics. And also, shout out and respect due to Uncoolparanoia. I will be putting her YouTube channel link in the description box below. Y'all go over there and get that woman congratulations. She just got married. She looked like she happy. And in the grand scheme of things, that's what it's all about, is it not? We trying to live our lives to the best of our ability and to be happy. I'm going to say on or about April 21st, 2021, I lost my first of 5 YouTube channels, 4 of which were lost because I talked about, and still do to this day, the confirmed poisonous, gene editing, cancer causing, DNA scrambling infusion called the coronavirus vaccine, and also the coronavirus itself, both of which are man-made biological offensive weapons, as stated by the late great Dr. Francis Boyle. And I lost one channel for talking about the San Francisco gay male choir, who has a song that you can still find on the internet if they haven't scrubbed it, called "We Will Convert Your Children, No the Fuck You Won't." I believe homosexuality to be anti-human, but that's me, and that's my free speech, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But I lost these channels because YouTube and other video sharing platforms, in league with the United States government, went to go silence people's free speech as guaranteed in the United States Constitution. And much of the country was on board with canceling people who had views antithetical or averse or adverse to government doctrine. Alex Jones, a radio talk show host out of Austin, Texas, the founder of Infowars.com, he was really the canary in the coal mine, if you ask me. He was probably the first prominent figure to be, quote, canceled. Mainstream media gloated. If you name the person on CNN, ABC, MSNBC, if you name the TV personality, they gloated because he lost his voice on various platforms. And then we talk about the pandemic. There were doctors coming out early on saying that it's not what they saying it is. The shot came out later saying this thing has not been safety tested, things of this nature. Del Bigtree, myself, Rashid Buttar, rest in peace, Dr. Joseph Mercola, the Health Ranger, Mike Adams, Ty and Charlene Bollinger, Ben Marble, Dr. Jane Ruby, you name the person, Dr. Peter McCullough, who's one of the most published doctors on earth. If anybody would know something about these things, it would be him. He had his voice taken as well. Well, now, people on the, quote, left are starting to catch some of this flack for the recent passing, or the murder, I should say, of one Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA and a conservative pundit. The title of this presentation will be called Charlie Kirk, Cancel Culture, and the Ferocious Irony of Karma. And I'm just one man. In the comments section on YouTube, Charlie Kirk was gunned down at Utah Valley University on September the 10th, 2025, essentially on live TV. It was streamed all over the planet. He was killed in front of all these college students who are impressionable, many of them snowflakes, and many of them radicalized because that's what college is today, indoctrination centers, and killed in front of his wife and children. And you've had college students, media personalities, sports figures, your average rank and file working class people make thousands upon thousands of videos gloating that this man lost his life. And so in karmic fashion, Some of these very people, Jimmy Kimmel, I want to say Matthew Dowd from MSNBC, but I know it's a Dowd, have lost their jobs. You had a Cameron Booker, I think her name is, from Texas Tech. Some young idiot at Texas State, young black guy, and others have been kicked out of school. In the case of Kimmel and Dowd, they've lost their jobs with ABC and MSNBC respectively for their insensitive remarks on platforms. And you have to remember, you do in fact have your First Amendment right to free speech. However, what you don't have is protection from private companies, because they may not stand in league with what you're saying. And a lot of times I think because people are so brain dead and they so woke, they don't understand basic civics. It's my understanding, and you all can put in the comment section if I'm in error, you can in fact yell fire in a crowded theater. That's your free speech. I just saw today in New York City, people were in Times Square yelling F Charlie Kirk. That's their free speech. But if those people happen to work for a private company, say a hospital, say a media outlet, and your bosses get wind of that, you've just put your job and reputation in jeopardy, because the job does not have to stand with you and your speech. You can say whatever you want, but that does not mean that the job has to hold you. And so now you're having all these people that, quote, are on the left saying that this is authoritarianism. Trump is behind it all. This is retribution, which it may be, because again, I titled this The Ferocious Karma of Irony. 4.5 years ago, it was fashionable to cancel people for questioning the shot, the lockdowns, the virus itself, and it was all right to cancel them. In fact, much of the country was with it. Okay, well now 4.5 years up the road, people are getting some of their just desserts. Now, I don't know if it depends on who watched this video, whether or not you think it's right or wrong, but the fact of the matter is, if it was good then, it should be good now. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You F around and you find out. Stupid games get you stupid prizes. So I'm hard pressed. I'm hard pressed of the tens of videos that I've seen of Charlie Kirk where he was racist at. So I'm trying to understand that if, in my view, he was not racist. But even if he was racist, the man got shot on live TV. Why would you go on these people's platforms or at your job and say that the man was glad he dead? What did you think was going to happen? Because death is death. Don't nobody want to hear you gloating about somebody getting killed. It should be as clear as the nose on your face. And again, from somebody like myself who has been canceled, because again, I'm a 5-time champion of getting canceled on YouTube. What do you think going to happen? If they can cancel people such as myself for talking about what I've mentioned regarding the pandemic, you may get canceled for speaking ill of the dead, and your job may not want to stand with you. They probably not going to stand 10 toes down with you, because if you work for a big company, say for Google or whatever, or anything, and your bosses get wind of it and other people get wind of it, heaven forbid, they go and start boycotting that company like they're doing with Disney right now, in an ironic twist behind Jimmy Kimmel. It's my understanding that people are boycotting Disney for cutting him loose because they don't want to deal with the public relations fallout. So it's my belief, based off what I'm seeing, that people on the quote left, they don't know what they want. They're literally eating their own. They're all right with canceling people 4 years ago, but now that Jimmy Kimmel, as an example, lost his slot, the company is still getting boycotted because those people believe he quote lost his speech. Again, they don't have to stand with you for what you say. You can say whatever you want. But that does not mean that the job or the company has to hold you down. Right? So to me, I think it's glorious. I absolutely think it was good for the goose. It's good for the gander. Sister Soldier once said in a rap song, which title is escaping me right now. She said, 2 wrongs don't make it right, but it damn sure make it even. And I'm here for it. So, shout out and respect due to Charlie Kirk, man. From what I saw, all the videos that I saw this dude, my man was on point. You couldn't mess with him in debate. He had common sense and history and knowledge on his side. And I know in my own circles, when I would go on various stream yards and on YouTube, and they would have, obviously everybody was in the house, so everybody was doing all these stream yards, and I would talk and debate with people, and a lot of them didn't like what I had to say, but I turned out to be right because I was rolling with people who in fact knew what they was talking about, and they turned out to be right. And one last point regarding with the coronavirus vaccine, and this is very important. People talked all that talk 4 years ago. Many people would go live from the shot center or en route to the shot center saying, hey, y'all, I'm going to get my shot. I'm going to get my shot. Well, now here we are in 2025. I don't hear a peep from none of y'all that was making videos. And this is people that I was close to. So this includes you as well. And y'all know who y'all are. Ain't nobody talking that hot shit now about whether the shot was beneficial, which they said was supposed to be, or detrimental. And we all know that it was that. We all know it was the latter. It ain't no debate. In fact, you can check my community tab for proof of that. I affectionately call my community tab the graveyard, and when you scroll through it, you'll see why. And many of these folks self-snitched, so that's how I know they did what they did. But they ain't here no more. But I don't hear nobody saying whether that thing was good or bad, so it's almost as if nothing happened. But y'all was so hyped in 2021 and putting folks such as myself down for our point of view, and again, as I said, subsequently, I was canceled for said view. So I think it's beautiful. I'm here for it, and I think it's more to come. Again, I'll put that link in the description box below so you can see the people that was these idiots that were in Times Square saying F Charlie Kirk. If any of them clowns happened to work for a private company, a lot of them was black, because I think it was a BLM thing. And you know, generally speaking, most of us work for a private company. Lord be with them, but then again, not so much. All y'all take care. Greenville, Mississippi till I die. Salute.